I'm Monica Blanco, Vice President of Personal Insurance Underwriting at Travelers. I have the privilege of sitting on the board of directors for Hartford's Habitat for Humanity. Travelers has a long-standing commitment to Hartford and supporting Hartford's Habitat mission of building strong, vibrant communities through affordable homeownership. That's why we're so excited to sponsor the construction of the second concrete home. It's terrific that Habitat is building homes that will be stronger and more efficient for Habitat families. Our many thanks to all of the volunteers and other Habitat supporters for making this home and the revitalization of Cleveland Avenue possible. We look forward to seeing the finished product and our continued partnership.
So good morning. My name is Corinne Moody. I am the CEO of Hartford Area Habitat for Humanity. On behalf of our board of directors and our staff and our homeowners, I say welcome, welcome, and welcome. So this event is being live streamed as well as in person. So you'll hear us talk about different things that's going to be incorporated into the video as well. So I did want to take the opportunity to thank Travelers Foundation for their continued support of Habitat for Humanity. We built 13 homes on Cleveland Avenue, and many of them have been or were sponsored by Travelers. And so, you know, it takes a lot to build one home, never mind 10 to 12 homes. So we are very appreciative and grateful for their continued support and, you know, trust in the mission, and that goes a long way. So today, you know, it's very significant. We're coming back to Cleveland Avenue. To me, it's near and dear. I got my my graduation from University of Hard Knocks in nonprofit and community organizing and blocking on Cleveland Avenue doing some other work. And so I think what really resonates with me about Cleveland Avenue is that it's such a pride of home ownership. And it's in North Hartford, in this street, 90-something, 100-something homes on this street, and over half of them are owner-occupied. And so, you know, and many of them have been here for generations, and they have passed their homes on to their kids. And so it speaks to the roots, it speaks to the history, it speaks to the strength of a community, to be a role model within a city that struggles within home ownership. And so although we could just come here today and just build one home, I wanted to do more. We wanted to do more than just build one house. We really wanted to tie it in with the community. We wanted to do some neighborhood conversations. And so through the generosity of Hartford Foundation for Public Giving, we also received a grant that we can do some age-in-place projects as well as some beautification projects. And you'll hear more about that later. But just wanted to put that out there, that this is so much bigger than just one house. It's about coming back to a community. It's about filling in the void. This lot was previously a multi-family home that had a fire. It was blighted. Stayed blighted for several years. Steve Harris and I, you know, we worked closely with the land bank and really advocated to make sure that this lot did not just sit as an eyesore on this street. And we continue to do that because we know what Cleveland Avenue means, and we know what it represents for the city of Hartford. So, you know, it's all in it together. So if I was to just add additional frosting on the cake, I would say, you know, it's always go big or go home, right? So we're going big on this lot. And so we're partnering with the National Ready Mix Concrete Association and many other partners to build another insulated concrete home here. So if you look over there, you see the forms, and of course, Greg will speak to it. But we want to do more education about this process because this is the future. You see the lumber, you see the lumber prices, right? Right. I see the lumber prices. Chris can speak to the lumber prices. And so we want to continue to be on the cutting edge of bringing new, innovative techniques, strategies to continue to build our mission and build homes. So at this time, I'm going to ask Greg Lewis to come up and say a few words and speak on behalf of the association.
Thank you, Corinne. I am Greg Lewis. I'm with the National Ready Mix Concrete Association. The NRMCA has been working closely with Habitat for Humanity International over the past year to identify locations where we'll have the opportunity to work through our network of Ready Mix producer members to help Habitat build the next generation of affordable, sustainable, and resilient housing. Delighted to be here this morning in Hartford with Corinne and her folks. They have shown the kind of leadership and willingness to innovate that I think bodes very well for the city of Hartford and for the Habitat affiliate here in Hartford as they look to the future of construction and addressing issues around affordability and sustainability. And you know, Corinne mentioned the house that sat on this site prior to the one they're getting ready to build here, and that home burned down. And one of the things that we're very glad to talk about is the safety of building with concrete and insulating concrete forms. The family that's selected for this particular house is going to have the safest, most energy efficient home available on the market today. And as it turns out, will also be the most affordable way to build that's available in the marketplace today. So we're excited to be a part of this. We're humbled to be partnering with Habitat for Humanity and all the great work that they do, not only in Hartford, but around the country and around the world. We're going to be building 18 of these houses in different markets across the United States, in places like Paradise, California, where the Camp Fire burned the majority of that community back in 2018. We'll also be in Joplin, Missouri, where extreme weather events there have also decimated that community. So there's a lot of need. There's never been a greater need for affordable housing in the United States than there is today, and the concrete industry stands ready to do its part to try to support these kinds of initiatives. I'm delighted this morning in particular to be joined by some of our members. Don Penipent and his team from Tilcon, Connecticut are here. I'd like to give them a round of applause, if you all don't mind, for their support of this project. You know, it's something that many of you, I'm sure, are not aware of, but I can tell you now, after several years in the concrete industry, there's not an industry that I'm aware of that does more to support their community than the concrete industry does. Concrete's always a local product, and so when you build with concrete, you're building and supporting local jobs and local businesses. The other folks that I'd like to just mention briefly that are here this morning are our friends from Nudura Tremco. Bill Zarillo is here and Ken Lynch is here. If you guys want to raise your hands, we'd give them a quick round of applause. That would be fantastic. I'm glad to be part of this morning. We're humbled to be able to partner with Habitat, and again, thank you to Corinne and her staff for being willing to take on a build and a process that they've not had a great deal of experience doing in the past. So hope you all enjoy this morning, and thanks all for coming out on steamy Hartford morning. Thank you.
So now I have the opportunity to ask Mayor Bronin to come up and share a few words on behalf of the city of Hartford, who has partnered with us throughout forever and ever, and has been an advocate for the mission. Thank you, Mayor Bronin.
Thank you so much, Corinne. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is hot. But it's so good to see everybody here to celebrate this groundbreaking. And I want to start by saying a huge thanks to Corinne and to the entire team, and of course all the volunteers at Habitat that make this possible. Corinne, thank you so much. And yeah, let's give a big round of applause. I also want to say thank you to the partners on this particular project. You know, thank you to the National Ready Mix Concrete Association. Thanks to the Greater Hartford Foundation, and thank you to Travelers sponsoring this particular construction. You know, these don't happen without that support of sponsors, so really grateful for that too. But I just wanted to pick up where where Corinne just left off, talking about yes, building individual wealth in the family, but also I want to talk about the community piece of it, because this street where we sit on Cleveland Avenue, this is in many ways an anchor here in the North End. This has remained a strong home ownership street with so many families that are invested in this community generation after generation. And for way too long, the site where we're sitting right here was occupied by a burned out building that dragged that neighborhood down. That was a weight that was the risk that blighted building, like other blighted buildings, would spread and create that cancer. And instead, we were able to demolish the building, but much more important than that, because of Habitat and the partners, we're able to build up and give another family a chance to be a home-owning family on Cleveland Avenue, a part of this historic street, historic neighborhood, and a part of lifting up the Northeast neighborhood of Hartford in 06120. So I'm so grateful to everybody who makes that possible, and I hope that everybody who is making that possible really understands just how important what you're doing is, because this is how we protect, preserve, and lift up neighborhoods. And we want to do this in vacant lot after vacant lot. Corinne knows we're working on a bunch of others right now, and we're particularly focused on this neighborhood. So thank you, Corinne. Thank you to all of the partners, and it's just exciting to be here. And I can't wait to be at the ribbon cutting, because that is always one of the most moving and powerful ceremonies that I get to participate in as mayor, when a family takes the keys, walks through that front door of the home that is now theirs. So thank you again, and it's great to be with you.
Good morning. Again, my name is Steve Harris. I have lived on this street for 72 years.
All right.
Habitat is the reason that Cleveland Avenue is still a stable neighborhood. And they need to be really recognized that. If it wasn't for Habitat, Cleveland Avenue wouldn't look like Cleveland Avenue looks today. So I personally, as the longest resident of Cleveland Avenue, as a matter of fact, my family was the first black family on this street. So I'm not telling you something I heard, I'm telling you something I've lived. Understand this. The other thing I'm grateful for Habitat for is Habitat brought children back to this block. Because again, most of our buildings were owned by parents and grandparents who passed them down. Many people, some folks got their homes and sold them. And one thing I started noticing was there were no kids playing on the street. Habitat brought kids back. So I just, as a lifelong resident in this street, and I want to be clear about something. I'm not here because I have to be here. I'm here because I want to be here. And I'm saying to this new family that's coming here, welcome, welcome, welcome. God bless all y'all.